In the 16th century in Northern Europe, after the Reformation, the stories and traditions about Saint Nicholas became unpopular. But someone had to deliver presents to children at Christmas, so in the UK, particularly in England, he became Saint Christmas, Father Christmas, or Old Man Christmas, an old character from story plays during the Middle Ages in the UK and parts of Northern Europe. In France, he was then known as Père Noël. In some countries, including parts of Austria and Germany, the present giver became the Christ kind, a golden-haired baby, with wings, who symbolizes the newborn baby Jesus. In the early USA his name was Kris Kringle, from the Christ kind. Later, Dutch settlers in the USA took the old stories of Saint Nicholas with them, and Kris Kringle and Saint Nicholas became Sinterklaas, or as we now say Santa Claus. Many countries, especially ones in Europe, celebrate Saint Nicholas Day on December 6. In the Netherlands and some other European countries, children leave clogs or shoes out on the December 5, Saint Nicholas Eve, to be filled with presents. They also believe that if they leave some hay and carrots in their shoes for Sinterklaas's horse, they will be left some sweets. Saint Nicholas became popular again in the 1800s era when writers, poets and artists rediscovered the old stories. In 1821 an anonymous poem called Old Santa Claus with Much Delight was published in New York. It was the first time that Santa, Saint Nicholas, was described in a sleigh being pulled by a reindeer. The poem was published with 8 illustrations in a book called The Children's Friend, a New Year's present to the little ones from 5 to 12, and it's the earliest images of Santa Claus rather than Saint Nicholas or Sinterklaas. In 1823 the famous poem A Visit from Saint Nicholas, or 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, was published. Dr. Clement Clarke Moore later claimed that he had written it for his children. Some scholars now believe that it was actually written by Henry Livingston, Jr., who was a distant relative of Dr. Moore's wife. In the poem, Saint Nicholas is described as, he was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and as coming with a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. This was the first time we found out the names of the reindeer.
Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer, now Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all.
In 1939 we first learnt about Rudolph, when he was written about in a book by Robert L. May for the Montgomery Ward department stores. Rudolph then had a cartoon made about him in 1948, and the famous song Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was written in 1949. In 1902 the author L. Frank Baum, who wrote The Wizard of Oz, wrote a book called The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus. In it a team of 10 reindeer are listed. They have rhyming names in pairs: Flossie and Glossy, Racer and Pacer, Fearless and Peerless, Ready and Steady, Feckless and Speckless. In different books, TV shows, films, and songs, other reindeers have been named. Perhaps these are the reverse teams. Did you know that Rudolph and Santa's other reindeers might well be all girls? Only female reindeer keep their antlers throughout winter. By Christmas time most males have discarded their antlers and are saving their energy ready to grow a new pair in the spring. The UK Father Christmas and the American Santa Claus became more and more alike over the years, and are now one and the same. Some people say that Santa lives at the North Pole. In Finland, they say that he lives in the north part of their country called Lapland. But everyone agrees that he travels through the sky on a sledge that is pulled by reindeers, that he comes into houses down the chimney at night, and places presents for the children in socks or bags by their beds, in front of the family Christmas tree, or by the fireplace. Most children receive their presents on Christmas Eve night, or early Christmas morning, but in some countries they get their presents on St. Nicholas Eve, December 5. St. Nicholas putting the bag of gold into a stocking is probably where the custom of having a tangerine or satsuma at the bottom of your Christmas stocking came from. If people couldn't afford gold, some golden fruit was a good replacement, and until the last 50 years these were quite unusual fruits and so still special.